moving along with it. And so there are always these opportunities of moving slightly differently and offering a slightly different service to your customers that your competitors don't do. So what do they offer? What's their product range? How does it match your product range as well? Are there any services that they offer over and above what you do? Because could that be the differentiator that makes them want to buy from them instead of you? I work with a small wholesalers in Middlesbrough, and they were going for a big council job, and they were cheapest on price, but there was 2 products that they didn't offer. And the council said, no, although you're cheapest on price, we'll go with the people who give us the full range, because we don't want to buy from 2 people. And particularly, we don't want to buy just 2 products from one company and all the rest from you, even though you're cheaper on price. And so sometimes it can be just because there's one thing that we don't offer that they do. How can you counteract that? What you could actually do is buy it in from your competitor if you can't do it, which is a real anathema to some people, but actually it may be the only way you can do it. Go into some sort of partnership with your competitor. A few years ago, we were bidding for a big contract with the BP up at Grangemouth. And what we had to do was provide our competitors' products as well as our own. It took a lot of soul searching and a lot of sort of severe thinking within our own organisation, and actually a lot of persuasion of our competitors to give us prices, to give us quotes in the first one. But when BP said to all of them, well, actually, one of you's going to win it, you're all going to have to work together. We ended up doing that, and so we ended up selling our competitors' products. We tried to convert them into ours, but if you really can't do it, buy it in, or get somebody else to do it for you. Can you put your hand on your heart and say your product's the best in the market? Ooh, that's an honest one. Most people say, yeah. The thing is, if it's not the best in the market, are you doing anything about it? Are you trying to improve the product? Yes. If you're not, you should be, because if you rest on your laurels, you'll be nowhere eventually. But it's looking at each individual product and saying, okay, what's better and what's worse, and weighting each of those things in the eyes of the customer. Because at the end of the day, it's the customer that makes the decision. And they may be better on something that's trivial to the customer, and you may be better on something that's important to the customer. So it's no good just sort of saying, we're better on this, we're better on that, we're worse on that, we're worse on that. Because it depends on how important those things are for the customer. I'm sort of fairly sad when it comes to shopping. I used to shop in Summerfield in Darlington, and I used to enjoy it, because it was quiet. Is anyone from Darlington? Sorry, I don't mean to. In Darlington, one of the problems is they need to have trolley driving lessons. Because I used to, if you go to Morrison's or Morrison's in Darlington, you come out with bruises because of all the trolleys that run into you. And Summerfield was nice and quiet, and I didn't feel stressed, and I could do my shopping, get around, and feel fairly relaxed at the end of the shopping. Then Summerfield was sold to Asda, and the shop was closed for a couple of weeks, and then I went in, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. And it was everyone was crashing into me and all sorts of stuff. And so I went to the till and I spoke to the woman who sort of normally served me away for something. I said, it seems a lot busy. She said, no, the takings are about the same. I said, well, why do it seem so busy? She said, the hours are narrow. And what they'd done was, Summerfield, there were 3 trolleys wide, and Asda there were only 2 trolleys wide. So if you stopped, you were being hassled by people. That was important to me. It stopped me shopping there. Literally stopped me shopping there. I went there twice, thought, don't like this, not going to go back. Now, Asda thing, the only reason why people shop at Asda is the prices. But the reality is that's not really why people go there. And there are lots of different reasons why people go there. And if you ignore the reasons why they go there, you're in danger of losing business. So, what are the important things to your customers? And you need to concentrate on those and attack your competitors in the things that the customers think are important, not that you think are important. Because you will pick all the features that you've got and say, oh, we're really good at that. Because the customers aren't expecting that, don't rate that. It will make no difference. And this thing, do they have different features and benefits? Most of your competitors will probably be talking about features. Do you talk about features or do you talk about benefits? Hopefully. And the benefit is in the eyes of the customer. Yeah? I don't believe we should have a unique selling proposition. I think we should have a unique buying proposition, looking in the eyes of the customer. And so look at what they say is important in their product, because that's what they think is important in the mind of the customer. And those benefits are perhaps important to their customers. Are they the same as yours, or are you talking about different things? And different markets have different requirements, different benefits. Who are their customers? There may be that they have a different type of customer. You may deal with small customers, they may deal with big ones. You may deal with private companies, they may deal with public companies. If they're dealing with different ones, that's your opportunity, because if you're not competing with the same customers, you've got this opportunity to sort of steal a march on them, because they don't know who you are. And you'll have a track record with your existing customers. So, go in and target those markets. Because if you're squabbling over your existing market, finding a new market is actually a good way to do it. It's Ansoff's matrix, maybe you remember doing Ansoff. These stuff is all stuff we were taught that we all forget about. But, offering your existing product to a new market is one of the least risky ways of doing it. So concentrate on the competitor's key customers. Who has the profitable customers? At the end of the day, we're in business to make money. Is anyone in a not-for-profit organisation? Okay. You're still there to make money. You may not be called a profit, but what you have to do is make sure that you spend less money than you get in. Hopefully. But who has the ones who are going to give you the best return? And again, concentrate on those. Who has the big accounts? The big accounts generally are the least profitable customers. We tend to chase these big accounts, but the reality is the big accounts ask for more discount. And the big accounts give us economies of scale. I wouldn't be too worried about whether you've got the big accounts or not, as long as you're making money. But the big accounts are the easy cherries for you to pick. And so it's constantly target those big accounts. And don't go to take the whole business, go to take part of the business. Okay, you buy a lot from this company. Well, some of their products aren't quite as strong in some places, and if you have these specific requirements, it might be worth looking at this. And you just chip away, and chip away, and chip away. You try and take the whole business away, the competitor will dig in because they'll fight against you. But if you're just looking at where they're weak and saying, well, we have a product, what they do is really good, but we have a product for these specific situations, or a service for these specific situations, which is better than theirs at that point, then you start buying that, and then you can build on that. How do they promote themselves? And to be honest, this is where you really must spend your time looking in newspapers, looking in magazines. It's a real hardship, isn't it? Going on the websites, because that's your opportunity to work out when to hit them. If your competitor's doing a big campaign, what should you do? Stop whatever you're doing, because you're wasting your money. If they're competing directly for share of voice, what you should do is wait for them to run out of money on their campaign and then start yours. Yes, you'll lose some business where they're competing,